They put you in like a wipeout. You know,
Nah,
Wipeout?
nah.
You're like bouncing off balls.
I felt like I was, what's it called, American Ninja Warrior.
Yes, yeah.
I've got lots of fun ideas. Yeah.
So cute. I love Bud.
I think he's going to be a fan favorite.
I agree.
He's going to steal the show.
I want a stuffed animal with Bud.
You're after a creature that can't be killed. The definitive apex predator. I could help you.
You know, I want to go right back to the audition process because I read that you had quite an interesting audition and were asked to speak the Predator language on the spot. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, man. So during the auditions, it was funny. I didn't know what the film was. Like, they just said it was a creature. So do one take in English and then one take in just a made-up language.
Right.
So I was just like, okay, I was like remixing because I'm Samoan Tongan. So I was literally just remixing like my languages and just adding like different sounds. And then, yeah, after that, they were like, oh, we'll get you in for like a movement test, did like an obstacle course, had to do a bit more like speaking. And then, yeah, it wasn't until I started like getting a bit closer, like they would be drip feeding little info, like, oh yeah, it's Fox that's doing it. Oh yeah, the director's Dan Trachtenberg. And I was like, I think this might be Predator. So I was like, yeah, it was a very interesting audition process. I've never been through something like that.
Yeah, they put you in like a wipeout. You know, Wipeout?
You're
like bouncing off balls.
I felt like I was, what's it called, American Ninja Warrior.
Yes, yeah.
Like it was, yeah.
Well, you could do that. I mean, that's basically what you were doing.
I don't know. I'm like faceplant, but thank you. That was really nice.
Yeah. Al, for you, were you an existing fan of the Predator franchise? Was it something that you kind of liked already? What was your way in?
It was something, I mean, for me, I had seen Arnold's, I'd seen the OG, but Prey was something I watched during the pandemic, kind of like everyone else, and I was really taken with, I knew Predator as a character and how, how scary he was, but I think Prey was really what kind of opened me up because I felt like that movie has a lot of heart in it and there's something different, the visuals and what Dan did with it. So I didn't know they were going to make a new one, but Dan had somehow, he thought of me and the script kind of just came to me, and it wasn't something that I was looking for to go to this genre, but I'm so open to new challenges, and I just felt like the script was so new. I've never seen anything like this before, and then I'm like, Dan, how are you going to pull this off? How are you going to do this? And I was in, though, after talking to him and his vision, and he's so brilliant. And I was like, okay, Dan, I mean, he really knows what he's doing, and I wanted to be a part of it.
Yeah, and it's such an interesting mix as well between obviously just a lot of VFX in the film, but also a lot of practical stuff, and you're shooting in these really real locations. What were some of the highlights of that, I guess, blend of, working with VFX, but, working on these real places?
Yeah.
Oh man, it was cool. It just added like that element of realism. Like you felt, like it just felt authentic. We're actually in the woods. We're actually in the rivers. We're, tracking these massive like mountains, and I don't know. It just adds texture. I feel. It's not the same as being in a studio and all you're seeing are just blue walls and trying to imagine. Your surroundings when you're actually immersed in it. I feel you're able to capitalize on it, and your performance is enhanced, and you're able to just play a bit more. And it was awesome. And shout out New Zealand.
Yes, shout out New Zealand.
Were there any particular scenes where that was felt especially?
So many. I mean, the Black Sand Beach. I mean, I wasn't there for those. Those are in the beginning. Those are so beautiful. The waterfall.
You came and visited, though.
I did. I came and visited because that was like the first day of filming. So you had the ceremony and everything. Yeah. The waterfall was quite amazing because I think that was a location that locals can't go to. Wasn't that kind of that was like a special place that we got to experience and film on, and the mountains. I mean, I loved that we were doing it practically, that we were really back to back and on these wires, and when he tosses me up, there's a moment where he's kind of holding me down here and tosses me up on the mountain, like he really did that, and I like go flying up and then falling down the rock, and so I haven't had to be so physical, I guess, in a part before, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah, and just want to very quickly ask, because you two are of course 2/3 of a great cinematic trio in this film. There's Bud as well. What do you see when Bud is what are you interacting with with Bud?
Bud is Ravi.
Yeah, we had someone there, Ravi, so he was playing Bud. Most of the time.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So
again, he was in a suit, but he was there kind of physically.
okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
so it's and then what's it like when you then see that kind of have you seen the film already? Have you seen it transformed and seeing all the effects?
I haven't seen it completely done. We're
Yeah.
seeing it tonight.
Okay.
I've only seen it like the rough cut, where it's like it was no CGI.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty excited.
I'm excited
Yeah.
too. I know what Bud looks like from just what the visuals that Dan has showed us, but so cute. I love Bud.
I think he's gonna be a fan favorite.
I
Definitely.
agree.
He's gonna steal the
I
show.
want a stuffed animal, but
A Labubu Bud.
yes.
Can you talk a little bit about the kind of evolution of this idea? Did it start after Prey? Were you already having ideas about this one while you were making Prey? How did it kind of all come about?
It was at the end of the process with Prey, and we were starting to show it to people, and it was being warmly received, and I started to realize they might ask me to do a sequel. Like I've not thought about that at all. What would I do? And I think sometimes when people make a cool thing, the sequel is just the sequel to the cool thing, not a cool thing in and of itself. So I was really pressuring myself to try and figure out, well, forget Prey, forget I even did that. What do I want to do? Do I still want to make another Predator movie? And what hasn't been done in Predator? And what hasn't been done in movies? And that was where the big idea came from, of like making the Predator itself the protagonist, making the creature, the monster, the hero of the story, and getting people to root for it. That's a thing that we just has not existed in sci-fi at all. So yeah.
And obviously, fans of any big franchise can often be quite protective over the lore and stuff. Were you kind of a bit daunted about? I mean, obviously you're a fan yourself, but about this idea of really expanding the lore of the species and really kind of getting into the culture that they have.
I think I specifically set out to just widen the doors a little bit into the culture, there could have been a version of this movie that was all on Yautja Prime, that was all about the clan and the culture and what have you. But instead, it really is just a little bit wider of a peak. You get a sense of their culture, of the code, and then you're off with Deck on his journey through a gauntlet, the way that we've seen all the human protagonists go through in previous films. Yeah.
And obviously there's the Weyland-Yutani connection as well, obviously bringing Alien. I mean, obviously we know there've been Alien Predator films before, but what excited you about this idea of kind of revisiting that connection, I guess, and maybe opening the door to more?
The coolest part about it to me was no xenomorph. Truly, it was what not the idea of what if we make Alien versus Predator again, and like that maybe down the line, but the cool was to use a part of another franchise and include it into the story of this franchise. That you can link things without it being like, look at the giant, action figures being smashed together. It literally is just the components. I thought was a really elegant way to blend the two different franchises.
Do you have further ideas of where that connection could go?
I've got lots of fun ideas. Yeah.
Obviously on the one hand, the film is obviously, VFX are really important, but I like how against that, there's also these incredible, stunning real-life locations that you're using as well. What were the challenges of balancing those two aspects of having the very real and the kind of, the CGI and the VFX?
I love aesthetically being on location, so really we were trying to be there as much as possible. It's one of the reasons why, even though we knew we had a digital face, we needed a digital face to have all the subtlety of emotion that needed to be articulated for Deck. Still want to be a guy in a suit. And that way the face wasn't just CG alien creature flesh. It actually was there's a very specific look to the flesh when it's the foam latex suit. And so the face blends with that texture, not just the fabricated alien texture. And all that made it all that much more tactile and real. So wherever I can, I used to say the effects team like 70-30, you know, like let's 70% real and then pepper in 30% of the frame with things that feel not from this world. So a lot of the shots when we're in the landscapes and all that stuff, that's really New Zealand just augmented a little bit throughout the frame.